But the 20 drivers are which matters.
I matter.
Hey Emerson, you're spectating this time, right?
Yes, I am spectating this time.
Ah, my right ear went deaf.
Rain.
Oh.
It's raining.
It's gonna be a dry race, though.
And here we are. The track is open for qualifying, and it is raining. Yes, sir.
I haven't done a lap on Russia. My first lap at Russia will be a rain noise.
Take it easy to start with. The track's wet.
Who tested most of the people in this lobby?
I've done everything.
Oh.
Oh my god, how many cars are coming out?
Bro, it's a train. It's a train that comes.
Because everybody.
Alright, let's give space, guys.
Social distance, everybody.
I almost crashed out on my
There's
fucking outlaw.
19 other cars out there.
I'm a car.
Hello, Facebook Live, and welcome to
wait?
Formula 1 2019. We are here for the EWRL F1 Russian Grand Prix, and qualifying is underway. Oh, and there's already been a retirement. The Mercedes is out already here in qualifying.
How many turns did he make?
2.
Not enough.
That's what almost happened to me.
Alright. So the Mercedes is out here on Outlaps. Everybody we've got on Outlaps are many things. Pillars, Freddie, Tristan, Steven, Hector, Ben, Malenko, Anthony, and David, all on Outlaps. I'll just have to
last.
start calling him Anthony.
Oh, I don't know who that is behind me, but I do not need that much space between us.
Oh, and Christian trying to keep the Toro Rosso on the track. Everybody on Outlaps. Nobody started a timed lap yet. The only drivers in the pit lane still are Troy, Ryan, Volcanic, and Roberto.
Yeah.
So
Alright,
finally we have
everybody, time to pit.
Steven and Freddie out on the track setting timed laps.
Hey, bro.
Freddie, Steven, Pillars. How about last week's winner in the Ferrari? Let's right on board with him. Off to a strong start already. I hope all of y'all on Facebook Live enjoyed the new intro to the stream. It looked very awesome from what I could tell.
Hey, little dumb.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Very cool.
There's only 2 now. The entire field is on track besides 3 cars.
And one of them has retired as well.
Yeah, one of them's the Mercedes. How about the Ferrari with a purple sector?
Yeah, that changed about 3 times. Oh, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way.
Little devil got in my way, so.
Was that you that was behind me the whole time?
Everybody, please give each other space in qualifying. If you're not on a timed lap, please get off the racing line. If you know there is a driver on a timed lap behind you, and if you're not sure, stay off the racing line. If you are on a timed lap and the driver behind you is as well, and they're just faster, that's kind of tough luck. But here we go, coming to the start-finish line. Malenko goes top of the charts. Steven goes top of the charts. David goes top of the charts. Pillars goes top of the charts.
Take this. Just go around me, Pillars. I
Freddie
fucked
goes
up that
fifth
entire left
quickest.
corner.
There's a caution in sectors 1 and 3. We're still waiting on drivers. How about Zesty going top of the charts in that Alfa Romeo?
I spun out in front of the pits.
Oh, and our little Mr. Perfect has made a mistake again.
Oh no, I don't need that nickname.
But Ben goes third quickest. How about Williams third and fourth?
Oh, where is my
That doesn't
grip?
happen in real life.
Jesse,
Yeah, that
are you
would not
actually
happen.
running those tires right now?
And we have cautions all over the circuit. Oh, there's a Renault that's gone off. That's Ryan.
Smoke, are you on a cooldown lap or a hot lap?
Yeah. I'm just letting you guys go. I'm letting you guys go because I'm on a cooldown.
I'm on a cooldown lap too.
Yeah, no, I was just letting everybody go because I don't know who's on a hot lap and who's not.
How about Octane going 7th quickest? So needs to get used to the track a little bit. Also on the wet compound. But how about... We probably could have, but at the same time, I didn't want to waste more time if we didn't start on time. But now, if we're able to start on time consistently, I'll put up the poll.
Not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the engaging the pit limiter thing.
Oh, but it now just makes it even. Now everybody is running no pit assist, and everybody must come down to pit road speed instead of some people running pit assist and some people not. Some people getting that advantage at some circuits.
Fair enough, I guess.
So yeah,
I'm pretty sure you can ghost past people as well. If
I
you
turned
have pit assist
ghosting
on.
off.
Oof.
In
no,
the
you
pit
couldn't
lane, I
before.
think is one thing, but I think ghosting is off.
Oh, it's
And
gonna
how
be dirty.
about Zesty even faster to a 149.415 on the intermediates? How about many things 5th quickest in the Red Bull? How about our 2-time series champion in the Alfa Romeo? Here comes Dan towards the end of his lap into the bus stop chicane. Hello, viewers on YouTube and Facebook Live. A total of 10 of you across both platforms. It's great to have you on board for our first ever EWRL F1 full grid Grand Prix.
I think my qualifying's over with.
He is. And Pillars is on inters, but Pillars is about to set the
I'm good
time
on the
You
inner.
got the suggestion to change the inters.
Yeah.
I guess say that.
So Dan did not set a timed lap. He went back into the pit lane. Everybody else, we have Christian, Roberto, Tristan, Volcanic, Troy, and Anthony on out laps. Everybody else in the pit lane, or they have set timed laps already.
Okay. Smoke, is that you?
So how about John making a return back to the series?
mind.
He made one start last season, but John now substituting in for Larry in the Renault. Great to have John back. I believe it was
That was
Dylan who did.
Yeah, Dylan ran it.
But the motorsports, he ran one Grand Prix last season. I can't remember which one.
He raced Bahrain.
Australia.
And they also did Bahrain.
Okay, then he raced 2 Grand Prix. Sweet. But here he is for his 3rd one, Ben. Glad to have him back.
Oh yeah, dentures are better for these conditions.
Also, we're glad to have Malenko back today. He's not racing for his own points. He's actually substituting for, if you haven't already noticed, Tyler, who's missing from the table. He'll be substituting for Markle. He's even in the 41 car. How fitting. Glad to have him here back for actually racing.
I did. I know Marco's always the 41 just about, so.
But glad to have him back, and hopefully he has a great running today in his first Grand Prix that he tries in a long time. Because all his starts last season, I can't really consider that he tried in those Grand Prix. But a caution in Sector 2. We've got 10 times on the chart between Hector, Pillars, Ben, David, Elijah, Steven, Malenko, John, Octane, Freddy are your top 10. The 10 drivers who've set times.
From all these fucking track limits.
I kept getting exceeding track limits for letting people by. I would get off the track to let people by and get exceeding.
How about Volcanic returning in V? Oh, how about Troy Salter going top of the charts with a 1:48.213? We have Volcanic in V Ferrari now trying to meet his teammate towards the top of the table, and around goes Volcanic trying to keep the car under control.
Can I
This is going to be an abysmal lap time. He goes 13th quickest with a 2:06.178.
Hey, Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like driving hacks? Is that a thing? Because last night he came down, he won
No,
from the last
called
round.
balance.
This lap.
Real
We
shit.
have a bunch of people from the UK in here. That's fair, but we can also say, I mean, look at this. We have Freddie. Actually, I believe he's from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. We have Christian from the UK. We have, I think that's it.
We have people.
There's only one lap of fuel
Well, it's more
remaining.
diverse from our All-American lineup
Oh,
last
okay.
season.
My bad. But glad to know we're branching out even more. Oh, and around goes the Ferrari. That's Volcanic destroying the front wing.
That's a place I never thought we'd cover, South Africa.
Yeah. But hey, we've now hit from almost every continent but Asia.
I don't know why we want any of those people.
Someone find us a chink, quick.
I don't count anybody with anime profile picture. Their opinions are invalidated. How about Ben going top of the charts at 147.877? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Joshua.
Don't call me that, bitch.
Come on, get around me. Get around me.
That's the
Are we
most
at-
offensive thing you can call me, is my name.
We have 5.5 minutes left in the qualifying session. Ben goes top of the charts over Troy, Pillars, David, and Malenko, your top 5.
I was
About
third, but then Ben knocked me down.
So far,
Actually, fifth.
Hector, Elijah, Steven, Anthony, Freddie, John, Dustin, Volcanic, and Brian. The
My
14
second
drivers
lap
have
on the
taken
track
times.
and I'm fifth. Oof.
How about Christian
Stand in my
in
lap, I'm
Vittorio
not gonna
Rosso,
make it
trying to get up onto the charts now on a timed lap heading through the chicane, hoping he can have a better showing this week. Last week, the Hungarian Grand Prix did not go a lot of drivers' ways. He was towards the rear of the grid last week. He's heading back into the pit lane, actually. So how about Tristan making a return to the series? Welcoming back Tristan. Let's see what kind of lap time Tristan can set as we
Nachos.
come to the waning moments of the qualifying session. Tristan in the Haas, teammates with Dustin.
I'm gonna call him from now on Zesty
Hi, Devil.
Nachos.
I need some Oreos. I haven't been thinking I'm sitting downstairs, but I'm too lazy to get up.
And how about Tristan going 8th quickest and outdoing his teammate by a large margin, nearly 5 seconds. Let's see if Octane can outdo his previous lap time. Looks like he wasn't up to par on that lap. Right now, already trending so much better this lap. Riding on board with Octane in the Haas. Here he comes to the final corner. to the start finish line. Octane goes 8th quickest. He does outdo Tristan. And that's it. He goes 8th quickest, Tristan to 9th.
Oof.
And now we have 2 drivers who are able to set lap times remaining to set lap times in the session. That is Christian and Roberto.
Oh, you don't say, Jeff. How the fuck am I quickest through Sector 1?
You cut the track.
How about Dan? The Park brothers on the front row for the time being.
Dan gets to second, Ben. Piss.
Anything is watch out.
Brother, why are you doing as good as me?
But it is why we haven't had a Park brother front row lockout in a couple seasons now.
What are you on about?
Awesome it would be.
Volcanic acid is faster on wets than BG on intermediate.
And Zesty goes top of the charts, putting Alfa Romeo's 1st and 3rd on the grid. Nice run from Hector.
Oh, smoke improved.
On board with Roberto as he comes into the chicane. We got a lot of fast drivers. It's going to be very interesting to see how this ends up.
Sector 3 is my fucking nightmare in the wet.
I'll just look and admire those 2-minute lap times.
I assume Volcanic and Brian will be able to fix those up in the coming lap that they're going to get.
I would keep it. I'd be proud of that.
And how about Roberto going 16th quickest, but at least outdoes the 2-minute lap times.
Oh, why you gotta do me like that?
Many things. Is this how our actual race is gonna go?
See, Volcanic was actually had some decent pace last week at Hungary. His teammate was just so much faster. Obviously, Pillars won the Grand Prix. But let's see if Volcanic... Oh, yeah, how about Troy Salter going 2nd quickest? They won 147.6. Half a second off still of our pole sitter, Hector. The Park brothers will not be improving their positions right now. They're sat 3rd and 4th. How about Brian on a timed lap? Christian as well. Volcanic on an outlap trying to get to the start-finish line before time expires on the session. And around goes the racing point of Roberto. With 10 seconds left, it looks like Volcanic will not get here in time. It says you're on an outlap, but he's on a flying lap, so he says. Also is Pillars on a flying lap, trying to prove right now he is trending in the green, trying to close the gap on Dan.
Alright, boys, I'm best of the rest tonight.
And how about Volcanic going to 13th quickest? Nice run for him.
Oh, there's a Red Bull on the barrier.
And Pillars goes 2nd quickest, knocking out Troy. Oh, there goes the Red Bull.
I wish that happened.
Love to see it.
On the
there's
short
a Toro Rosso around? What?
Yeah, the Toro Rosso of Stevens goes around. Here comes Christian.
Just revving out.
Oh, did I get him?
Here we go. As we wrap up qualifying.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for compromising your lap earlier.
I was like, dude!
I'm sorry.
Christian coming to the start-finish line. He will go 18th quickest, and everybody gets out of the 2-minute bracket. Everybody is within 7 seconds of the pole sitter.
Oh.
How about that? So, as we look at the end of the session, Troy, I don't know why Troy didn't just cross the line. Now he's got to make us wait.
Because I hate you all.
That's fair. Oh, and he...
Because I just hate you all so much. He can't
Steven,
just hit the
please
retire
cross
button
the
right
start fin. That
I'm
or,
quite literally
that works too. That works too.
We were all in agreement there. We were all in agreement. That works. We were all agreed. That day, everyone agreed.
Alright, so that will do it for us. That'll end the qualifying session. And how about that? By 0.3 of a second, it's Hector. He did a lot of practice this week. Let's see if it's going to pay off.
Hey, many things.
I leveled up,
Hector,
I'm gonna
Pillars,
make you race.
Troy, Ben, Dan, the top 5.
I'm gonna make you race this one.
Oh no. Oh no. Bruh. Over 1,000 apart from each other.
That's like getting the point? What was that?
Tristan, if you try to join back, you can regain control of your... Try to join back and you can take control of your AI.
Dude, our lap times are 1,000th of a second apart. Oh my god.
Oh my
I would have been in the 149s,
wow.
but
That is true. For 11th place, they are separated by 1/1000th of a second. That is wild.
That happened with me and Sabai in Hungary.
Yep,
Oh,
all
boy.
that qualifying.
Now time to get my first dry laps on the track.
Alright,
We do
let's
have
all
a
get
dry
live
track.
Lap 1. Let's just
Can
try
I
to
opt to
survive.
start at the rear of the field so that way I don't go
I'm
big
probably
in
gonna
lap
break
one?
early, so anyone behind the nigga named Malenko don't ram me.
Nobody wins.
Alright, well, how about this? A full grid. It's our second race of the 4th season of our EWRL F1 series, and it's our first ever full grid. We are living life, ready to go here for the Russian Grand Prix.
We are living life, boys.
Oh my god, how many people are starting on mediums?
This is our 71st EWRL F1 Grand Prix,
I'm starting on softs.
and I'm glad to be
I'm on
sharing
mediums.
this full grid moment with all of you. So here we go, the grid is set and ready to go, but before we go on our opening lap, we have the all-important formation lap.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're gonna
You
need
can't-
some
no, hold
quick
on.
breaks, so
Go
put some
to-
energy into them.
Yeah, you have to
the
go into
square
the spectator
buttons.
menu.
Hit the square button, or have you joined the session? Hit spectate, join
Yeah.
on in, and then you go from the spectator menu, go to your name.
Yeah, just hold on. Just
I
hear
think-
me.
Yeah, I think you have to wait till after the formation lap,
Oh, do you? Alright.
possibly. I don't know if you can take control on the
Jesus.
formation lap. But anyway, let's go through our starting lineup. Here we go. Row 1, we've got Hector in the Alfa Romeo, and alongside of him, Pillars in the Ferrari. Row 2, we'll have Troy in the Mercedes, and Ben in the Williams. Row 3, we'll have Dan in the Alfa Romeo, and Anthony in the Red Bull. Row 4, we'll have David in the Williams, and Malenko in the McLaren. Row 5, we'll have Dustin in the Haas, and Brian in the McLaren. Row 6, we'll have Elijah in the Red Bull, and Steven in the Toro Rosso. Row 7, we'll have Tristan in the Haas, and Volcanic in the Ferrari. Row 8, we'll have Freddie in the Racing Point, and John in the Renault. Row 9, we'll have Ryan in the Renault, and Christian in the Toro Rosso. Row 10, we'll have Roberto in the Racing Point, and Colton in the Mercedes. So those are our 20 drivers for tonight's EWRL F1 Russian Grand Prix. The drivers wrapping up their formation laps now, ready to get to racing here on a dry Sochi Autodrome circuit. 20 drivers will be roaring to turn number 2 in just a few moments. Less than a minute now.
No, it's probably about a minute.
About a minute, but no minutes plural.
Hey, you'll be able to race at all, Tristan.
How
Hey,
the
just wants to
hell?
pound people.
Good luck, everyone.
How did BG end up back on the grid?
Tristan,
so
so
quick?
when you all right, Tristan. So when you go to the spectator menu and go to your name, hit X. After the race starts, you probably will be able to take control. But here we go. The drivers are gridded up and ready to go. It's time to bring the action. We've got...
There we go.
5 red lights. And it is lights out. And away we go. The Mercedes of Colton has a drive-through penalty for jumping the start of the race. How about pillars up the inside of the Alfa Romeo side by side? They go to turn 1. There's a Renault hard into the outside wall back there. That is Ryan. There's a drive-through penalty for Roberto for collision with Ryan. And how about the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo going toe-to-toe for the race lead. How about Troy Salter and the Mercedes going around the outside for second? They're going 3 wide. There's contact. Troy inside the Ferrari, around goes the Ferrari deeper in the pack. He kept it going straight. There's a safety car.
Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
There's a VSC on the circuit. The Renault of John has retired.
Little Devil broke so hard and early in that first corner, and I fucking hit his back.
What a jumbled up start, but we'll have Hector.
What do you mean?
On
Pillars isn't there? Oh.
We'll have Hector as your race leader. The field is still pacing around under the VSC. And we'll be still mostly queued up to go back to racing when the car is cleared from the circuit. Very sad to see John go so early.
Many thanks.
His return to the EWRL F1 series.
Yeah, David.
Many thanks.
We're gonna have a battle.
Working our first VSC of the day.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain
You ready to put on the best battle of the whole race, many thanks?
Yep.
Wait for green.
And we're green, ready to go back to racing.
That almost wrecked many things.
Now Troy trying to close in on the gearbox of the Alfa Romeo.
Go, go, go.
Yep. Multi's
And how about Zesty, the fastest lap on the opening lap of 148.889.
Oh my god, everybody, it's a fucking train.
Goodbye, corner
We just had
bollards.
2020 version of Multi 21.
Here we go. Heading to turn number 2. How about Dan hanging up with this queue of the race leaders?
Uh-oh. I made a big boo-boo.
And David falling all the way down the order, all the way back to 11th.
I tried to like break many things. It didn't work out that well.
I guess I should also have to, I will also make note that since everybody who could make the race ended up joining, we will be awarding regular race points today.
Clear, man.
So only the top 10 will receive points for today's Grand Prix.
Oh, fucking leave the space, you damn Toro Rosso.
So here we go, the cute. And now Troy looking to the right side of Hector. Couldn't get there. And he will hang in behind the Alfa Romeo until another passing zone.
Oh my god, my engine is red.
What did you do?
I'm in rich mix.
The AIs are going too wide underneath me. The fuck?
There is quite the battle. Many things. Pillars going toe-to-toe. And Malik over to clear both of them.
What the fucking AI are they?
Why is many things an AI? I do not quite know, but Troy gets the fastest lap, a 137.208.
Oh god, we're taking you 3 wide through that
Race
corner.
officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available.
Jeez. I don't know how I didn't get a warning for that, because I had to go up inside the court.
And Troy Salter to the race lead over Ben and Zesty. They're going toe-to-toe for second. Hector hanging on to second. Ben very aggressive in that Williams, trying to get under the Alfa Romeo on corner entry.
Wait, why is many things in the Oh shit, no! Full self send it.
How about for the 7th position, we got Anthony over Many Things, starting to open up the gap on Many Things' AI.
No, I can't touch you right now.
And Pillar is going toe-to-toe here with Tristan, Brian, and Colton in the Haas, McLaren, Mercedes in that order.
Well, that's my race over.
You're still 10th.
Yeah, my front wing's gone.
A major issue for the Williams. It is the wing that is damaged. Whoa, and he's gone straight off. Yeah, he's lost half his wing.
Oh, let me get the
We'll see what happens. Hector with the fastest lap. A 136.042. And Pillars has rejoined the session. Hopefully he'll regain control of his Ferrari and will be able to make his way up through the grid. How about Troy Salter back to the race lead? Remember, last week at the Hungarian Grand Prix, Troy was able to lead very early in the Grand Prix. There's a caution in Sector 3. That is the racing point going around. That is Roberto.
Me and Roberto had contact. I went on the inside of him and he cut.
The battle for 15th. Colton actually on the pit lane passing David, who's replacing the front wing. And Pillars has rejoined the session and is back in the car and has already flown by the Haas. Pillars is here to race, already back into a points-paying position. Oh, and Christian's run into the back of the AI Red Bull.
The battery is low on energy. Reduce ERS deployment.
Back up front, Hector is keeping Troy in check. Less than a second behind, able to stay in DRS range.
Emerson, if you see my car on track, let's say AI because I'm doing something right now.
Hector with the DRS trying to close the gap and keep it tight with Troy. Was able to get it down to 0.4 of a second. Ben, he's being outdriven by Troy and Hector at this point. Seeing if he can regroup and get back to them later in the Grand Prix. Maybe undercuts in play. And how about Dan, as Brian gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. How about Dan in the top 4, being competitive once again in this series when it's at its most competitive.
Alright, now back to controlling my car in last place.
18.
I had to go AFK, so I dropped back a few positions.
And wow, still in the top 10, as many things will regain control of his AI. And now many things in to work now on holding off the Toro Rosso, who goes by on his left side.
Did somebody say...
They make contact!
Which Ferrari is it that's AI right now? Is it Volcanic or Pillars?
Neither. Neither. Yeah.
I was like, cause one of them fucking went right up my inside when I was coming to the pits. Yeah.
And how about Steven, a 3-second time penalty? Multiple warnings, probably tried too hard. And how about Malenko in that McLaren working his way around Octane? Also forgot to kind of credit Octane there very quietly in the top 5. It was very nice of him. Already now losing the spot to Malenko now. But still up near the front. Last week at Hungary, he was in the top 10 as well. He was running 7th most of that Grand Prix.
Hi, Volcanic.
That was a terrible accident he got involved in towards the end of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hopefully he can avoid that this weekend. Obviously, really it was just a surreal incident, not really anyone's fault. Oh, there's an incident! With many things in Christian.
Man,
what did you do, Manny?
He was way too aggressive, and he just completely pitched my car into the wall. I know.
I'm sorry, did you not say my almighty fucking lunge into turn 1?
And how about Roberto got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC? Oh, the VSC has been deployed for that incident.
I can see the field, and I'm just now going through the carousel.
It's our second virtual safety car period of the day, working lap 6 of 27. Hector keeping Troy in check. Has to make sure he can maximize his time in Delta.
VSC ending, we're going green.
There goes my
Maintain positive
race.
delta until the green flags.
Don't worry, my race was over on lap 3.
And we are green, and it's time to go, back to racing here at the Sochi Octrodome. Troy has a 7/10 of a second lead over Hector.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 5/10.
Now Malenko riding in a 5th position in that McLaren. His next goal is to chase down the Alfa Romeo, and Christian has a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Many things in there as well. No front wing on that Red Bull.
Come on, stay in the pit lane. Stay in the pit lane. Oh, it's going to be me many things again.
Putting on a set of hards.
God.
Make this last 20 laps.
Ahead is 1.7 seconds.
I'll try.
I'm kind of tempted to back off so many things rejoins right where I'm at.
Nope.
There I go.
You still will have to box again, whereas I don't. If I keep it clean rest of the race.
Many things will be going to VN on his hard tires, but he's back in the 17th position. Christian comes out in 18th on the set of mediums. Back up front, the battle for the lead is raging on. 0.5 of a second, half a second between the top two.
A fucking safety car would be great right now.
I know, they don't seem to be coming out, even though we had 2 big accidents.
No.
Only one retirement at this point as we work lap number 7, starting lap number 8 here in the Russian Grand Prix. We have 20 laps to go.
Oop, gotta catch Volcanic.
When was the last time we had 2 BSCs within 3 laps?
Last week.
Oh.
Whack.
You're gaining on the car ahead.
Well, yeah, but that's even worse.
What's the last time last week?
Last week. No, that was different.
Wow, Tristan and Brian both extending the track to the final corner. They are trying hard for 9th. And you love to see it.
Emerson, I wish you could have a shot of that 3-wide pass on Tristan through the final corner.
I caught the 3 wide, but not the pass.
No. I don't know what happened. I got a great run. And
at the same time, everybody was 3 and
and
4 wide on the opening lap of the Grand Prix.
Race spotter Emerson, have I been catching Dan or not?
And how about Brian? Another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. The gap has maintained between 4th and 5th place. And Hector to the race lead once again over Troy, going toe-to-toe. He got the DRS on the back straight, and he was able to get around Troy. And around goes Troy!
Spin gate.
I didn't go all the way around.
But Troy was able to keep under control and still less than half a second behind the Alfa Romeo. Meanwhile, somebody let one rip over Vermike.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Okay,
What, man?
And the Racing Point Roberto has gone off. Once again, he's able to get back going. He is now 1 lap down.
Look, man, when you're a race car driver, sometimes you can't hold it.
Check your MFD for a new
You're gonna
strategy
dress up in a
option.
full suit.
Understood, copy that.
This is a big
Oh! And around goes the Haas of Tristan on the front straightaway. Possibly contact with Brian.
This Toro Rosso thing does not want me to go.
Just like a real F1.
Wow, some
Alright.
Yeah,
tough racing between Brian and Tristan. It ends up Tristan being on the worst end of the stick. But Tristan in a points paying position for the moment. He does have to repair that front wing.
Yeah, that was totally not intentional, and you lagged it out.
Well, I just went from 19th to 10th. I'm pulling a Max Verstappen right now.
How about Steven in that Toro Rosso moving up the field like a rocket ship? Freddie going by for 11. Steven in a point paying position with 1 point at the moment. Also remember, if anybody if anybody in the top 10 does get the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, they get an extra point to their total.
Oh, sweet. Here comes me not getting 2 points.
I'm trying my hardest to make it back to P10 because people still in each box.
You're on hards. I'm on softs. It's a little easier for me right now.
But I don't.
Hector not really checking out from Troy is keeping the gap at about 0.6 of a second, now down to 5.
Yeah, I'm going to have to be in the pits again. Like,
it looks like this
laps.
is going to be a great battle between the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes, almost all Grand Prix long. And now the McLaren really making huge time on the Alfa Romeo in 4th place. That's Dan and Malenko right now, 4th and 5th.
Many things.
Yes.
You were AFK when it happened, but I went for a lunge on you going into turn 2. I almost took out 6 other cars.
Oh my god. So you tried to overtake my thought.
Yeah, I tried to overtake your AI. I missed my breaking point by a mile.
Dang.
How about Octane now being closed in by the Red Bull of Anthony? Foursquare trying to close the gap on Dustin here.
Ooh, and Christian's going for it.
Foursquare now all over the Haas's gearbox.
Whoa, there's some Mercedes around.
Caution in Sector 1, that's Colton going around. You know, to get that going.
Oh, I thought I brought my front wing on for a second, because there was contact.
And here we go, once again, Christian and Many Things. They have already had one run in this Grand Prix, sending them both into the pit lane, and Many Things back up on Christian for the 2nd time this Grand Prix.
Oh shit, I only need 2 more spots. Oh. No, I don't, because I fucking bend it again.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm in the top 10. No shit. I'm 5th.
And there goes the Williams of David. Right now, 13.
I can go mediums to the end.
If we turn down the ERS deployment, we can harvest more energy.
Oh, understeer galore.
Here comes Many Things up the inside of the Toro Rosso. Side by side, Toro Rosso Red Bull. Christian's shoving Many Things out wide.
Heavy.
As he's been doing all race.
Please don't fucking
Oh,
hit
he's
me.
And Many
wow.
Many Things got pinned in between the Toro Rosso and the inside a wall through the chicane.
I can't believe.
Very tough spot to be too wide in that chicane.
Doesn't have any penalties yet. It's a dumb part. That deserves a penalty. Oh,
And now Volcanic all over the gearbox of the Red Bull. They're going to go side by side for 14th. And Dan, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Malenko and Dan going toe-to-toe for 4th. Hector back up front has opened the gap to over 2 seconds. Has pulled Troy out of DRS range. Those softs must be worn out. Dan heading into the pit lane on those softs, trying to now undercut Malenko. And a 3-second time penalty for Colton for multiple warnings.
Yeah.
Alright, we expect these tires to be...
Did I just get passed by my teammate?
Just be careful with them in the high-speed corners.
Oh.
Oh, this is so like in it. He's like, yep, that was me.
I guess that my race is over.
Well, I told myself I'd be fighting for P13 this season. P14.
I'm pushing so hard.
How about Foursquare and Pillars coming up through the field 5th and 6th?
Volcanic, what are you doing? Oh, dang.
GP2 engine?
Yeah, GP2 engine for sure.
I'm saving the battery all the time.
So Foursquare continues to hold off the Ferrari as Troy Salter into the pit lane now. He's fitting a set of mediums, and away he goes.
Hey Christian, did you pit yet?
Seems both Red Bulls are fighting a Ferrari.
You know, I came into this season with good expectations. I wasn't expecting
Malenko into the pit lane along with Octane.
It's only race 2.
Foursquare trying to fend off pillars. Here they go, side by side. They'll be racing the Mercedes 3 wide for third place.
It's race
Pillars
2.
goes by for third.
It's race 2. I've broken my wing 6 times already in 2 races.
Your luck will improve. Yeah.
I think I'm actually catching Dan.
Only way I could get worse is if you DNF this race.
Dan, have you got Dan?
Don't say that.
Dan and Malenko going toe-to-toe for 7th. Looks like Dan on the inside into the carousel they go. Dan has the advantage and clear of the McLaren.
Wait, who's in the in-game chat?
FMJ and Big Boy, no? Smoke's right here.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Smoke's in the party.
Whoops.
What's that supposed to be?
We have a 3-way battle for P13.
How about Many Things Volcanic
We need to charge the battery.
and Freddy going at it?
Big Boy with the fastest lap. Jeez.
I'm sorry, that's FMJ in the racing point.
Mediums.
Ben.
FMJ is 1 lap down to this battle, so FMJ is not for position.
Ben. I'm catching you, and Jeff said you're second a lap quicker than I am.
Oh! And the Racing Point has lost the front wing, has sent the Ferrari out wide. The Racing Point off the track. That's Roberto going around in the Racing Point into the inside wall. Has lost the front wing completely.
Have the leaders pitted yet, or?
No.
I'm trying to figure out why we haven't had a safety car yet.
That's what I'm trying to find
2 VSCs to this point in the Grand Prix as we approach the halfway point. Hector now a 6.4 second lead over Ben, but Troy in the Mercedes has already pitted. He's worked his way back into the third position with severely fresher tires and a 3-second time penalty for Troy for multiple warnings.
I'm literally just using my teammate as a slipstream right now.
Your teammate is slipstream.
No, I'm slipstreaming my teammate.
Oh.
There's a caution in Sector 3. That's a Racing Point going around. FMJ heading into the pit lane.
Oh, am I getting
a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Bad day gone worse, and he's retired from the session.
Oh, please be safety car. Oh.
I believe he just hand retired from the session. I would have blamed him. It's already been a very bad race.
I had DRS, and I only got like 1,000 something down.
How about this battle for the 7th position? Malenko and Dan still going at it. McLaren inside, Alfa Romeo outside, vice versa at this corner. And now Malenko gets to run around the outside. Malenko into the 7th position, trying to get a double points day for McLaren. Again, he is racing for Markel's points and is 1 spot behind his teammate Brian.
Alright.
In front is a second a lap faster.
That's okay, keep going. If you're pitting this lap, I'm backing off down the straightaway.
Not gonna lie, these tires have had barely any fall off.
Are you on hards?
Mediums, and I'm only at 35%.
I'm only at 8%.
Oh, and the Haas is
8%.
around. Sorry about. Oh.
I mean, this track sucks.
And Tristan's got disqualified from the session for blocking the pit lane. He's in the middle of the track, his disqualified car. Oh, and the Williams has run into it. The Haas had no control of his car, and that was Ben who ran into him, entering the pit lane, replacing the front wing now. Troy goes by as the race leader.
Give us the best in lap you can.
You're clear, Zesty.
That gap is smaller than 3 seconds.
So now Troy has a 5.5 second advantage over Hector. Foursquare into
No, I
third
didn't need
place.
the front wing fixing. Damn it.
How about Foursquare making a masterful drive up the grid into third? He still has to pit.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap. P3. You are currently in P3. Our gap to the car in front is 1.5 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Okay, the gap behind is 6.2 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Our gap to first place is 7.0.
And how about a purple sector for that Alfa Romeo?
Whoa, that racing point went so deep into turn 1.
Oh, there's a caution in sector 1. There goes around the Ferrari. That's volcanic. Oh, right in front of a Mercedes.
As you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
That would be Colton.
We're not going to be able to run in this.
And Troy does have a 3-second advantage to his name.
Target. Drop down to mix too soon.
So realistically, the gap is 1.3 seconds. Provided Hector doesn't give himself any time penalties.
I wanna know how the hell I haven't been called on these fucking corners yet.
How about Foursquare? Again, still has to pit, and he will most likely fall to 5th position or 6th when he pits. Maybe 8th. I'm sorry, 7th.
Our gap behind is 2.2 seconds.
But it looks like Foursquare will be on the medium, starting or heading on to the softs.
Oh, I've seen this play out before.
Up front, the race leader, Troy, is on mediums. Hector, second place, the chaser, on the softs. The gap is 3.6 seconds. Subtract the 3-second time penalty is 0.6 of a second, now 5.
I need to know how much time is in front of me and
I'm coming in the pits.
And here comes Anthony into the pit lane. As Ben goes by for 3rd.
okay, Zesty.
And Hector with the fastest lap, a 1:34. And Malenko, 5-second time, I'm sorry, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Now chasing down Dan.
Complete. Go now.
Come here, big boy.
Hector's fastest lap was a 1:34.697. Pillars goes by, Dan goes by, Malenko goes by. As Foursquare on the pit exit should come out in that 7th position, but
I'm pretty
Octane
sure I could have
line
peeled my head all
Pit
this
stops.
happened there. But whatever.
Just let us know post race.
Oh, that's what, yeah, that's what I got too. When I was trying to, because you were checking up for pillars in front of you, so I move out of the way, not hidden in the back of you.
So Foursquare comes out in the 7th position, but fresh, soft tires to go to the end. He's only got 9 laps to go. So let's see what he can do.
Oh,
Anyway,
there's
this
a
battle
gaggle of cars
between
ahead of me.
Dan and Malenko is insane. The entire Grand Prix almost, the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren have been going at it. Hector is now 2 seconds from within Troy. theoretically has the race lead with Troy's 3-second time penalty, but now Hector has to make sure he doesn't get penalized. Malenko to 5th. Dan around the outside.
No, please. Who said smoke?
I said racing point.
Oh, it sounded like somebody
Oh, I
said
see a Williams behind me. Like
Is there Williams behind you?
like 3 or 4 cars behind me.
Are you at the front of a pack with a Mercedes behind you?
Yeah.
Get your ass back here, many things. I will break
So
this
at the
damn
moment, it looks like Alfa Romeo and McLaren are the only teams to secure double points for the time being. Toro Rosso could do it with an exchange between 10th and 11th place.
Come here, many things.
No.
Come
And how
here.
about a 4-car battle for the 12th position? The Red Bull, the Mercedes, the Williams, and the Racing Point
Oh, you Mercedes
going at
prick.
it.
The gap to the car behind is 2.3 seconds.
Oh,
And around goes the Williams into the inside wall.
I'm good.
Barely caught it.
I barely tapped it. I think I've only... No, I haven't even lost the input.
The Racing Point looking to go around the outside, and he does so.
I went over that curb and it turned it yellow.
Dang.
And now Troy has a 1.2 second lead over Hector. Troy's wish now is Hector maybe tries to pass Troy and gets a penalty for trying a little too hard.
Get back
And
here, many
the
things.
penalties are able to balance out. That is probably Troy's wish. Here comes Troy up to the lap car of the Ferrari. Blue flags being shown to the Ferrari.
The gap to the car ahead
Oh, yes,
is
yes. Y'all get to tell us up.
5.7 seconds.
I will make this 3 wide. I don't care.
The Ferrari
whoa.
giving way to the
Quickly,
Mercedes.
gap to the car behind by a few seconds.
Well, on the bright side, I got around, I
Oh,
got
oh my
around many
God.
And
things.
giving way to the Alfa Romeo.
Oh gosh, the first Indy put me in the wall. But
I barely tapped you, then I watched you just almost get killed.
David
by
up into the
Force
13th position looking to chase down the Mercedes in 12th. Many things has lost 2 spots.
India. Yeah, that was kind of my fault.
it's whatever. We're not fighting for points.
No, but I still want to finish ahead of you in standing.
Wait. Bro, you have 0 points.
But I would have higher finishes than you, so I'd move up.
I have 15 points right now.
Oh,
So far.
I have 1.
Oh.
Wow, Ben just dissing you right there. He figured you had no
To
points.
charge the battery.
Get wrecked.
Oh, that's a corner.
Checking back in for the battle for 5th position. These two guys, they might have to start picking up the pace as there is a Red Bull on the horizon.
Fuck that guy.
Okay, Foursquare, you're next.
Imagine before square.
You know, my wing has substantially gotten
And Dan,
worse.
a 3-second time penalty. And I believe it's 6 seconds for Dan and 3 for Malenko.
Foursquare's just gonna get to us and dominate us.
Yeah.
He's on the sauce.
I think Foursquare already has the position by time penalty.
Many things. I'm so glad you didn't see that.
I saw that.
You saw that
If
tank
Malenko
slapper?
gets another 3-second
Yep.
time penalty, y'all are both behind
tank
Foursquare
slapper
at this
happens,
point.
I can see you still. You're just pulling a little bit away because you have fresher tires.
And look at the lunge from the Alfa Romeo up the inside.
I have a broken wing too, and I'm pulling away.
What a heads up play from Malenko to not try to close in on that Alfa Romeo as he would try to apex the corner normally.
I
Hey,
have
Christian,
yoke only.
are you good?
Me to those, me and Dan to those set of corners right there. What are track limits?
Christian into the pit lane. He's serving a 5-second time penalty. And Freddy, a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Christian
Just
fitting a
took-
set of softs.
I just took the position like it didn't exist. Oh, I need
Gap
more.
to car in
Oh,
front is 4.1
hello,
seconds.
Mercedes.
And a 3-second time penalty for the Mercedes of Colton for multiple warnings.
Which one's Colton?
The one that's
Not
Troy.
pro.
And around goes the Mercedes!
That one was my fault.
And now Hector has gone by Troy, though it doesn't really matter unless Hector himself gets a 3-second time penalty. Then the race would be on. Hector's now 0.6 of a second ahead of Troy.
Ouch, the black one.
I'm having a lot of fun. I don't know about you.
Hey, if you have it on your phone, why didn't you tell you what match was next?
Blue flag? Oh no.
If you have it,
Now
if you have it
Dan
on your
back
phone,
to the
why didn't
5th
you tell you what match
position.
was next?
This battle for 5th continues to rage on. Fourscore will be joining this battle in the coming laps.
Of course, we're about to dominate us. Oh, I was completely sideways and I saved it. Both drifting next to each other.
Wait,
There's 5 laps of fuel
where the fuck are the leaders? Because I'm seeing blue flags pop up at Marshall stations.
They're Zesties. Yeah, he's like two or three cars behind you.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how about let's go through the running order as we come to 5 laps remaining in the Russian Grand Prix. Hector leading as he's in the midst of lap traffic coming up to the 12th place Mercedes. Here he goes to the inside. Troy in 2nd. Ben 3rd. Pillars 4th. Dan 5th. Malenko 6th. Fourscore 7th. Has many things. Has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Steven is 8th. Dustin is 9th. Brian is 10th. David is the first driver outside of a points-paying position in 11th. And he is the next car to be lapped by the Alfa Romeo.
Honestly,
goes
after my day,
Hector.
I'm lucky to be in 11th right now.
Colton sat 12th, Elijah 13th, Christian 14th, Volcanic 15th, Ryan 16th, Freddie 17th. And in the next couple corners, everybody outside of a points-paying position will be 1 lap down as of now. And 18th Roberto has DNF'd, 19th John DNF'd on the opening lap, 20th place Tristan has been disqualified for the session for an incident entering pit lane.
Sonya Deville's the one who caused this whole deal.
It wasn't his fault.
Oh.
And he had no control of his car once he was disqualified.
And Colton.
You ever driven a dump truck? That's what a green front wing's like.
Trust me, me and Emerson wouldn't be defending Tristan if we, you know. No. Unless it really wasn't his fault.
Coffee?
The battle for 5th continues to rage on as we have 4 laps remaining in the Russian Grand Prix. And Foursquare is here to play.
Avenge,
I
you
am
need
on
to
7th
move.
cylinder.
What do you mean?
No, just the Red Bull and the Toro.
You know what's weird? It never-
They're called Honda.
Troy, it never showed blue flags when you were beside me. One.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead.
So Troy's gone by the Williams.
It's gonna be P14.
Where's BG? Is he getting points?
Is gaining on you by 5/10.
Sat 10th right now on the lead lap.
Nice. I'm impressed with you, BG. Good job.
I'm just trying to keep it
Running hell, motherfucker.
so kind of get points by default by keep my nose clean.
BG, I said I was impressed with you. Stop talking.
Dan holding on to the position over Malenko. Foursquare desperately trying to join this battle for 5th.
Smoke.
He wants to.
You can just sit back and get the penalty. Oh shit.
Oh, in contact, and around goes the McLaren. And now Malenko just trying to get the car back going to stay in the 7th position. Steven goes by for 7th. And all of a sudden,
it was all
Malenko
me.
might be the one to meet Brian for a points-paying position. And now Dan after he dumps the McLaren, not dumps, but dumps him figuratively, here comes the Red Bull.
Yeah, I ran into him.
Trying to figure out where Ben is so I can anticipate when to move over. Oh. Oh! That's gonna be yellow. Yep.
3 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. Here comes Foursquare. He wants 5th from Dan.
Oh, I got a broken wing.
He wants to finish 5th.
I'm Dirty Dan. I'm
Dirty Dan.
Well, we have Dirty Dan's in 4th and 5th, so they have to compete against who is who.
There'll be a battle royale to see who's
Good
real.
big boys in here, so I can conspire against them.
The loser will change to Pinhead Larry.
We call Pinhead.
Well,
Keep going, Pinhead.
when your family has another kid and it's just like, I was here first.
Yeah.
Who do you treat him
The
better?
back
I
up
was
front.
here too.
Hector 2 laps away from winning the EWRL Season 4 Russian Grand Prix. He would be a first-time winner in the series. 2 seasons ago, Troy Salter himself was in 2nd place. As the skies opened up to start raining, as the race leader, he had gone off and crashed his car. He would go on to win the next week. But Troy was just corners away from winning his first ever race in this league. Right now, Troy sat 2nd behind a driver who very well could be on his way to winning his first career race here at this track.
This is fun. As long as you don't wreck.
Wreck.
What do we got? 2 left?
Ben, I see you.
We have 1 left.
Yeah, come to the white flag.
So Dan, right now, in the Alfa Romeo. Oh,
Ben, I really hope that
man.
is you behind me. 'Cause that's a Mercedes. I'm fucked.
As Dan and Foursquare.
That would
continue
come into
duke
play
it
if
out
we
for
were
the
doing a
5th position.
100% race.
But here it is, Hector.
Nice move. Good job.
Now less than a full lap remaining to his first career win in his 2nd start. He has a 3-second advantage plus Troy's 3-second time penalty
Because racing.
over 2nd position.
Race car.
And now as long as Hector doesn't get like a 10-second time penalty in this final lap, he very well just
what
has
the
to navigate
fuck
this
did you just do,
Alfa Romeo
Ben?
a few more corners.
The race.
I look back and I see my fucking. I look back and I saw my teammate going towards the inside wall.
Line has started to
How about
drop
Pillars,
back.
last
The
week's
gap
winner,
to 3.
sat in the 4th position. Foursquare gets by for the 5th position, and he locks up on corner entry, but able to keep it straight. How about Steven, sat in the 7th position, under attack from the McLaren of Malenko. Malenko faster and a veteran of the series, trying to close in on the rookie Steven. Octane has 9th place in the back, almost, as Brian trying to close that gap. Everybody else a lap down and out of play. But here we go through the final 2 corners, the penultimate
I
corner
fucking
for the Alfa
pressured
Romeo.
him.
And there's a caution in sector 2. That is the Toro Rosso
The
going around
pressure.
as Hector will win his first career EWRL F1 Grand Prix. Troy comes home 2nd. Here comes Ben. Able to
pressure.
still squeak out a podium right behind his teammate a lap down, and a 5-second time penalty for Ben, a 3-second time penalty for Christian. Pillars. Yes, for an unserved penalty.
Wait, what? Oh yeah.
Here comes Pillar for 4.
10 to 15 minutes from now.
It doesn't affect your finishing position.
Caution, caution.
Dan trying to come home in 5th, but he will fall to 6th with his time penalties. Here comes Malenko for 7th. Steven now just trying to hold on to 8th. Steven has a broken wing. Octane in a last corner pass goes to the 8th position. Octane goes 8th. Steven 9th. And a 3-second time penalty for Brian at the end of the Grand Prix. And how about Brian, 10th place, able to get double points for McLaren. And how about Hector once again, first